Hi, I'm Rob Volsky, and some folks were asking me how I've decided to organize my photos during the downtime, which is pretty much all the time since I'm retired. I'm going to share my screen here in this Zoom conference, and then if it works out, I'll share it on YouTube. So, sharing here. I have like a little bit of a storybook going on here with a text. You can set up your own photo imaging editor or use a Word document to talk about your family history. And the whole concept is based on the fact that how do you control a confusion? And if you're in a windstorm and leaves are flying around, the solution is to pick up one leaf and study it, and then put it on some sort of skeleton to make order out of it. And so this is my concept here, one leaf at a time. And it can be a pretty creative process and pretty fun. You can stop on this if you want to later and pause your recording or your copy of this and take a look at what I've been doing. So what I did on my computer was I took things like, look at your little window up there, little manila folders like this that had dates on them or family names, and decided to establish back over here a system of files under File, New Folder. So I created all these folders on my computer, and every computer should be able to do this, and organized my pictures in each folder by family name. And so my name is Volsky. I'm down here. And take a quick look. That's one of my father's girlfriends. She had a child by the same name as his name, George. You find some very interesting stories going on. This is my cousins at the Empire State Building, and my father, and etc. So that's under Volsky, and then I have my brother. His name is Utz, and he has a lot of pictures that he had that I was able to screenshot during a Zoom conference with him. So he has his own set of files on his computer, and when he opens up his image editor, he's showing me these pictures, and then I take a screenshot of it here so I don't have to go to his house. And then I put it in my editing program, which I use Photoshop Elements, like that. And then when I put it in here on the screen, I can edit the picture. For example, Alice and John comes up in Elements. I'm going to check first thing I check is the image size, because you don't want to start clogging up your computer with huge pictures. So if it's around 2 megabytes, that's fine with me, because I have enough information to identify Alice and John Utz in this picture. And I can zoom in a little bit to get details on, the mailbox. Maybe there's a number for the mailbox and I get some information off of that. So that's how I use this program, Photoshop Elements, to size my pictures so they're consistent in my organization, in my file organization here. If I want a little bit more information and want to use this as a skeleton to place it in, I study genealogy on the side, and there's a website called familysearch.org. And once you register, it's free, and you put in your parents' names, and if you have it, your grandparents' names and dates of birth. And Family Search fills in the other information from records that it has in its algorithm. So from census records and birth records and registers of marriage, you find all this data comes streaming into that person's name. And then their parents might actually come up from the research that's been done by other people. I found that my family was Jewish, has Jewish roots from Abraham Lannon, 1859. So I can use this website to find more information about that person. I put this picture in because I found it in our little collection of envelopes. And I have all these sources about Abraham from county birth and death records, marriages, death index, border crossings, and census, that kind of thing. So that's Family Search in a nutshell, and you can have a lot of fun with genealogical research if you're into that. It really does add to your story. So if you find a picture, you want to ask your parents who that person was and get a little bit more information about them. And you can then start writing your little articles. So there I've covered Family Search and the use of Photoshop Elements and writing little articles using your word processing program. And it can be pretty fun once you do just start with one picture at a time, identify that person, and start putting them on to an electronic file. Now, this can be shared with others in the form of a disk, or you can just send the entire file electronically, or put it into Dropbox or iCloud forever. And that way you have several ways of saving your precious photos. You can also have a fun aspect with this by putting it on an electric photo display frame, like Nixplay, and send it to your family that way if they have one, and they can see the pictures and ask you questions or add to the pictures and photos themselves. So it's a lot of different ways to save your family and remember them. I think they appreciate being remembered. Wouldn't you? Peace and Spocky stuff.